thing he told me this week is I sent 12 men out to change the world.
Amen.
And I'm sending you out and your church to change the world. That came to me. And I said, Lord, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm laying this at your feet, Lord, because I don't know where to start to change the world. One thing I can do is show an example to the world. And you know, that's the only way I can do it. I can't grab people by the neck and pull them into church. You know, all I can do is love them and tell them about church. And so tonight I want to read something funny. I always like to read something funny. And I come across this, and it's another thing. It fell out of my bookshelf and fell in the middle of my lap while I was studying. And I said, okay, Lord, I'll read it. And so here it is. 2 ducks and a frog developed a friendship. When their pool dried up, the ducks knew they could easily fly to another location. But what of their friend the frog? Well, finally they decided to fly with the stick between their 2 bills and the frog hanging on the stick by his mouth. All things went well until a man looked up and saw them in the sky. What a clever idea, said the man. I wonder who thought of that. I did, said the frog, as he fell to the ground. But tonight my sermon is going to go along with what we've been talking about here tonight, about love entering our lives, about us changing our lives. And I'm going to read out of Matthew 20. There's a parable in there I always like to read. And you know, I didn't understand this parable for many, many years. And so this week it gave me a whole week to study this parable. And it's out of Matthew 20. And I'm going to read it for you. It says, for the kingdom of God of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning and hired laborers for his vineyard. Now when he had agreed with the labor for a denarius, which was, I studied this, and it was a day's wages. The denarius was a day's wages. He sent them into the vineyard. And he went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. This is about 12 o'clock. The 3rd hour was about 12 o'clock. And said to them, you also go out into the vineyard, and whatever is right, I will give you. So they went again, and he went out about the 6th hour